Hey guys, Havoc here, and I have with me tonight on this special edition of Nerd Realm, one of our big-time contributors on Laggin Entertainment's Facebook page, Unisaw.
Wait a second, this is Nerd Realm?
Yes, I'm going to start it out as Nerd Realm, and then we're going to turn it into your podcast, because you're going to come in too, because I'm going to react to your whatever you're going to do.
Like, you totally messed up my whole intro. I was gonna do my intro. All right, hold on. This is not usually my scheduled day. What's going on?
Oh, just Angry Joe kind of pissed me off.
Not so angry Joe?
Yeah, not so angry Joe. Are you aware he's trying to chime in on my on my turf?
What turf is that there, Half?
Comic reviews, comic movie reviews, stuff like that. Nerd shit. It's my shit.
I thought you did video games.
I do everything nerdy.
No, I thought Angry Joe did video games.
Oh, him? Oh, if that's what you want to call reviews. Yeah, that guy. He wants to be fake Superboy.
Oh, okay. I'm one-upping him with the sports jacket and a real superhero, Spider-Man.
Tonight, we're going to be reviewing Angry Joe's review of Batman the Killing Joke, which is available now on home media.
Okay. So we're doing a review of a review.
Yeah, it's Reviewception.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Let's check it out.
Alright, yeah, here we go.
The Batcave! The legendary Batcave! My hero clicks.
Oh my god, he's fucking annoying me already.
Collection.
Can he change his name to Annoying Joe?
That would work better.
That's usually it's Superman.
Yeah, well, there's.
Do you pay these two guys to sit with him?
Yeah, okay, he's my second
I don't know.
favorite superhero.
Do you pay us to sit with you?
All right, so we're gonna show massive Batman love today. Just recently, today was the digital release of Batman: The Killing Joke. Now, if you don't know, The Killing Joke is widely regarded as one of the most influential Batman comic graphic novels of all time, written in 1988 by Alan Moore.
It's good to see that his
Brian
partners got
Bolland
dressed up for this
involved
review.
with the art.
Of course.
And it was
good to see that somebody did some actual
Joker
fact-finding for him.
Alan Moore is highly overrated.
I wouldn't say that. Alan Moore's not highly overrated, but coming from Angry Joe or not so Angry Joe.
Yeah.
Do you think he's sweating in that fucking leather jacket? It's
failed
freaking
comic where he essentially has
sweats
one
Aqua Velvet.
really bad
Pretty sure
day
some pigs
and
somewhere
loses
are
his
sweating.
shit, and of course you add in Ace Chemicals and you add in the Batman being responsible for shoving him or him falling into the vat.
Depends on who's writing Batman at the time.
Some of the best art of all time, and
This view
very
brought to you by
influential.
LA Looks Hair Gel.
So right away we're gonna say Batman: The Killing Joke is great. It is a good film. It's not worth the fucking stupid ass digital $20 thing where you don't get a physical copy. And
apparently somebody doesn't know how digital media works.
I fucking hate this
Stick to video games, dude.
early thing because the movie will be available for Blu-ray and DVD on. So this is a little bit of an early review
like this for like
to see
3 or
whether
4
you guys
years.
want it or
Amazing.
not. Let's jump
It's
right
new
in.
to him because he's never done it before.
I don't think he's even read the books, so.
I don't think he's really watched the movie. Apparently,
He got the cliff notes.
That's pretty much.
oh, here we go. Here's his hashtag. Hashtag BatZex.
I found it insulting. I found it really.
Well, like I said, the only people that get offended about sex are the ones that aren't having it.
I think the whole Batgirl thing could have been done far better. It was an interesting element to the story, but it just felt like a completely separate side story. And if what they were trying to do was give Barbara Gordon more context, right, for what eventually happens to her, happens to her later, where she ends up in a hospital,
said something funny, I'll pretend to laugh.
And try to get more emotion from Batman.
No, I just had like bat sex. I had like a stupid thought. If he's covered in,
you realize how bad of an idea it was to come on the show.
God damn it!
I don't know.
I still don't understand why he's so upset about it.
So
I mean, it helps the people who haven't read the books to make the connection between Batgirl and Batman.
Batgirl
I mean, I get it. I understand it. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand why they put it in there.
Because they are chasing this
Okay,
new
is it
mob
part of the
boss
original
who
material?
is
No.
basically hitting
But they've been
on,
batting around,
Batgirl the whole
pardon the
time.
pun,
Uh,
the
you know,
whole,
Batman
Batgirl,
says that
Batman.
he's objectifying her.
Because obviously now Batwoman is gay and openly a lesbian, so obviously she's not going to be sleeping with him.
Well, no, that Batman and Batgirl hooked up. If you go back and look into the whole Batman Beyond storyline, as well.
That's true too. But I mean, again, that's off topic. When you're talking about the original stuff, they always flirted, especially after she broke up with Dick, and Dick went with the Teen Titans and started dating Starfire. So there was always, some sexual tension there. But
I like we get 2 minutes in and we don't know what's going on, and we're bored by it, so we're just making our own conversation.
Pretty much ignoring him.
It's a father figure.
It is a father. Well, she has a real father.
I mean, people have to make a connection. There has to be a story. Not only that, but you have to understand why Batman would be so really angry at the Joker. I mean, without knowing the whole history of Batman and the Joker, all these people that are coming into it fresh, that's why they put this in it.
Exactly, because if not, it just shows him shooting Batgirl and paralyzing her.
Yeah, and you don't know the whole story and the whole background.
Exactly.
And then he was getting really close to Barbara, and they could have gone like super deep with his character, and they just dropped it. And you could tell that the actors really were trying, the voice actors were trying to convey that. But
there just wasn't enough material there. It wasn't enough material. If you wanted to expand on this particular story, then you have to put more elements for those particular storylines for them to make sense. It's as if they was one hand tied behind their back.
Yep.
They were too scared to expand on these elements versus depicting it.
Wait a second. They were too scared? It's R-rated. What does he want, an X rating?
I don't know either, because
what the fuck are you talking about, dude?
Joke gets criticism for being misogynist.
What they wanted to see what Joker penetration? What the heck is the matter with
The
it?
reation why Joker picked
that's what it seems
her
like.
is because
Yeah,
she's
I mean, it's
Batgirl, and she's critical to not only
it's still
Gordon
comic
and-
books,
but
folks. I mean,
Batman
it's not
himself.
adult.
But I
It's
do
still
understand the
DC.
point that was a very common trope.
Doesn't he
in that
realize
time.
DC is like
So,
a watered down
what do you do
version of Marvel?
look at
Marvel's
this
actually
and
raw
when
and
you
have
do
more
anime
character
movies,
development. It's
you
actually,
deepen the trope
even within the
by
comic realm, everybody
then
knows
his
this.
storyline
He
with
wants
Batgirl
something
is
like, he wants something
objectifying
straight from like fucking
Batman
War and Peace or some
objectifying,
shit.
And it's like,
Well, I mean, DC has more of a violent tendency, which is great for them. But I mean, it's just like, but like, I don't see what he's complaining about.
He's just looking for something to bitch with. Bitch at.
Yeah, he's trying to be relevant. He's not.
All right, Havoc. This guy's starting to piss me off now too.
I told you this is. Why do you think I brought you guys in on this? It pissed me off watching it.
In that case, when it loses that much content, but maybe they should have taken those 30 minutes and beefed up those.
Well, the other thing is that we're talking about comic books and a cartoon, and he's trying to make it sound like he's at a college dissertation. Like he's gonna totally dismantle this story. Right?
If he wants to take a lesson in story development, I actually teach it in college, and I could teach him how story development works because he's talking out his fucking ass.
For some reason.
Yeah.
They could have made Batman like pissed as fuck.
Yeah.
And he wasn't.
He's pretty much
pissed as fuck.
emotionless the entire
Yeah, he was like,
time.
oh, you just shot her in the spine. I'm Batman.
And the reason why we're focusing on that part so much is because we already think that the rest of the film that sticks close to adding Joker's backstory, to the carnival fight, to Joker capturing Gordon and trying to drive him insane by showing these
Like the comic book.
of his daughter, stripped naked
Yeah,
and
I mean,
beaten.
does he read
though
the
they
graphic
don't
novels to
barely
make the
show
comparison?
anything
Yeah, that was pretty
in
poorly
the
done, yeah.
in the fun house.
Well,
right?
I'm
He
pretty
takes
sure his
this-
partner did. I'm not sure.
goes through it and
Not so angry Joe did.
Havoc, I really want you to be on a panel with this guy at South by Southwest or at Comic-Con and just systematically destroy all his views, because he's like comic book light. He's like an armchair like expert.
Fans, or you've already
I mean,
seen the
it's
story.
ridiculous.
There's
I mean,
not much.
I mean, it's ludicrous on what this guy is talking about. I mean, I mean, they had to fill in some things. Not everything can translate from the comic. It'd be over in like 20 minutes.
This animated movie.
Yeah.
He straight up
Yeah, you don't go into long-winded descriptions like you do in books anyway.
Okay.
Everything is conveyed by the pictures.
He's not supposed
Again, like you said, you're expecting War and Peace in a comic book and in a comic book movie. I mean,
that's like them adapting this storyline into a movie. It'd be over in like an hour.
No, Joe.
Yeah.
He is dead.
Once again, it's left up into
You
your
hear that-
his review
interpretation.
is like
maybe-
without
I
adult
I would agree
theme.
with you, Joe.
Maybe
but here's
it
the
was just
thing.
his hand. Maybe you just heard his
You
hand go.
hear a midget fall into a spike pit off screen, but it goes shink.
Maybe it was his own
That
hand.
midget is
Well,
dead.
whatever. I mean, that's
I'm just teasing.
irrelevant. It's irrelevant. Oh, so they're not showing the full violence? Okay, the story isn't about the midget falling into a spike pit. All you need is the sound effect.
It's called implied. You don't have to see everything. It's some of the stuff is implied. What I teach my students is that you don't have to show everything. You can do it with sound effects. That's again story development, Angry Joe. If you want to take a class, you can just go to Laggin Out. You can message me directly. I can teach you a little bit about story development.
And most of the rated R is in the language more than likely.
And the implied violence. That's the horror of the thing, is that something is going on and you're not really sure. Batman is not an outwardly a killer. He's not. That's not the thing.
His argument is that he actually killed 3 people in the book, right, Havoc?
And I gotta take points off.
No, he allowed people to die. There's a difference between actually killing somebody and allowing them to die because of their own mistakes or their own
Exactly.
Okay. Batman, it's known. Batman doesn't outwardly kill. Otherwise, he'd have just gone ahead and snapped Joker's neck, and we'd
Well, not the Punisher.
Yeah.
Me, sir, this story is already controversial. I'm not really sure why we're using Batgirl in this way,
Yeah.
and then
they
hashtag
fire
Batgirl.
people
Or maybe
with
that was the
logic.
point.
That's
Stop
exactly
trying
what
to force a hashtag.
Where they were trying to be controversial.
What's controversial? There's nothing controversial about it. I mean, the whole story is to give you a more intimate look at the Batman and the Joker's relationship.
It's a good movie, and it's good because of the animation quality.
Can't say it's a good movie and then bash the hell out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
The guy on the left is backtracking. He's trying to bring it all together into a nice
But even
bow.
the first guy,
You can tell with their
was, like,
cutting and their
super
cross
into her and was
dissolves.
totally gonna rape her. He roofied her and was gonna
Chris,
go.
that with
go
the guy
sit-
on the right looks like he's checking his Facebook status and wanted to be there.
with the pillow and the bat ears.
He's probably researching the facts so Joe can have something to talk about.
No, but that's all the more reason why
They're
that
doing,
was
not
a
arguing.
terrible inclusion. What the fuck?
I don't know why this review's
I'll just
15 minutes
refer to
long.
these people.
Andre the Black Nerd can do his reviews in 8 minutes.
Controversy.
I can understand, like.
I don't under yeah. This is a 15-minute review, and it's about 14 minutes too long.
It's different, and she was trying to get him to talk about it, which is like Joker was obsessed with him and killed Robin over it. Maybe he was trying to draw a parallel of, this guy's really fucking into you, like the Joker is with me. You need to stay away from him. Don't give into that sort of bullshit.
Yeah, but that was never expanded. He just seems like a normal fucking shitty ass villain.
Yeah, he did.
Who basically takes advantage of women, and so he's gonna try to take advantage of Batgirl. And
Hello,
Batman knows
Harley
that,
Quinn,
so
the
he's
animated
like, stay
series.
away.
We already know this.
He said he was really obsessed.
Not only that, but if you
Watch the background of Batman. Watch more than one freaking feature, dude. This guy has no historical. I'm a pseudo fan, and I know more than he does. That's fucking sad.
even on the regular Batman animated series, the Joker tore up Harley Quinn on a regular basis.
Mountainous.
Basically.
Shit, I mean, like beat her in like one episode.
Very, very bland.
Yeah, and I mean, seriously, the guy is trying to be relevant by just putting himself out there on one review. I mean, you gotta have there's a history here, large comparison. You can't just melt down a whole bat genre with one movie.
Exactly. I mean, this was like Alan Moore's work. While he is very lengthy in his dialogue, I mean, that's not a lot to do a whole animated movie on. Like I said, it would be like an hour-long movie.
Well, not only that, but it was during a time period.
Now he says the story is great, the writing is great, after bashing it for about 12 minutes.
Exactly. You can't
have them both.
He's a contradiction. But I mean, all of this came out during a time period when most comic books, were over and done in a few pages. It was all flash, bang, and pop.
Yeah.
This was the first thing that actually had, had story, had substance. It's like, Batman Returns, Batman Year One, Frank Miller. Where was all that reference? None. I mean, those were all stories. That was the whole point, that there was something more to the character than running around in a pair of tights and having a utility belt.
Hell yeah, Unisaw, hell yeah. That they actually were human beings, that they had emotion. They weren't just, Flash on TV. Hey, right, they weren't Adam West Batman.
They basically do a faithful recreation.
Don't get me wrong, Adam West had his time period, and it worked then too. But
of course.
Again,
I wanted to give it a 6 because
times change, things change. I mean, it's like, I don't know, you're trying to compare, Archie comics with The Watchmen.
Was actually done
I mean, he's just not getting it.
Like, they set it up nicely, and then they fucked it up. So I can't go that
How
low.
can he say they fucked it up but then praise the writing?
Yeah, I don't. He
gives it a C. He's contradicting himself through the whole fucking review because he's so afraid. He's Angry Joe, but he doesn't want to piss anybody off.
Like 90%.
Give it a 7.
Fucking Joe, fucking sellout.
So if you have money, so basically,
Yeah, here I am. I'm going to trash this, but I'm not really going to trash this because God forbid I might actually go somewhere with my career. Good Lord, dude.
I mean, the shit he was saying should have been at least a 4.
I mean, with what he was saying, yeah, he would have rated the movie a 4, but he's rating it a 7 because he doesn't want to piss off DC and everybody related with that because, God forbid he shows up at a convention or something and a whole bunch of real comic book readers tear him apart.
And then what pisses me off is that he says, "Don't buy the digital version." I was like,
7 out of 10. Okay,
that's
guys,
their freaking obligation. If they want to buy it 2 weeks early than waiting for a physical copy, they can do that.
Not only that, but a digital version you can take everywhere. You can watch when you want to.
Exactly. It's not like someone's walking around with a damn DVD player. You can put it on your iPad, put it on your phone.
Yeah, you can't take a DVD to work. A lot of
there are people that go exclusively digital.
Hey, a lot of places where you work for the government, you're lucky if you can take a break and watch your phone.
Oh man, it's just oh god, that review made me so mad.
It was like 7 out of 10. What the fuck?
And the people are bashing Rotten Tomatoes. They should bash this guy.
And I'm still trying to get the angry part of Angry Joe. You're actually going to be outraged about something, dude, or you're just going to sit there and kind of, I'm going to give it a sip. After watching the review, I'm going to start calling him Sloppy Joe.
Let's try to start the hashtag Sloppy Joe. Sorry, we had to put you guys through that, but you know what? Hey, you know what? It needed to be done. It was a review over review.
Right.
If you want to see how reviews are done, check out the Suicide Squad review that Nerd Realm did.
And it'll be on Laggin Out.
Exactly.
Don't forget to go to Twitter and our other accounts where we actually post relevant information about entertainment.
Right. Don't forget to check us out here and here. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Don't forget to watch Nerddom every Monday on Laggin Out's YouTube channel, youtube.com/LagginOut.
Don't forget, you guys can help us grow even bigger, even maybe drown out Angry Joe over there.
From your lips to God's ears.
You can donate at our patreon.com at patreon.com/LagginOut.
Sloppy Joe, not Angry Joe.
Sloppy Joe, my bad. Hashtag Sloppy Joe. That sounds quite yummy. But to wrap this up, guys, on behalf of Laggin Entertainment, Nerd Realm, Chieftain, and our good buddy Unisolve, thank you so much for coming on.
And the Laggin Out podcast.
And the Laggin Out podcast. Good night and Nerd on.